Is brought to you in part by Sandman Hotels, Inns and Suites. Always the smart choice. Locations across Canada. Call 1-800-SANDMAN.
It is 7:40 on a Monday morning. You're watching Breakfast Television. Pumpkins are everywhere at this time of year, but wouldn't you like to do something with them other than carving them? Alan D is going to help us do that this morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, people are tempted to just kind of leave them after carving them and not do anything, but if you buy sugar pumpkins, you can cook with them, right?
Yes, they're great. Actually, pumpkin is the unappreciated vegetable of the world. And actually, pumpkins are not even vegetables, they're fruits.
See, I was going to have to correct you there.
Yes.
That was good that you did that. And what makes them a fruit? It's the seeds.
I think it's the seeds, the pulp and the seeds on the inside. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Do you think it's because people just think of them as for this time of year and you carve them and that's it, and we don't cook with them enough?
Yeah, I think, our tradition here, we're just so used to having either pumpkin pie or carving pumpkins.
Right.
And we don't generally think of using them for anything else, but actually they're used in many other cultures. They're part of the squash family, so they can be used in pretty well any kind of recipe that you would use squash for.
Okay, well, you've got a couple of different choices for us to take a good look at here. What are we starting with?
Yes, I tried to get a little bit of a variety here.
You sure did do that.
Different
Very good, different meals as well. Okay, let's start with the soup here in the front because this sounds very yummy. What is this?
Yes, it's pumpkin lemongrass soup. And it looks very creamy. There's no cream in it at all, actually. There's chicken stock and pumpkin puree,
right,
which makes it very thick.
It's got some Thai spices in there as well.
A little bit. It has a little bit of cinnamon in there. You'll see a lot of pumpkin recipes tend to use cinnamon. I think it's a spice that tends to go well with pumpkin.
Okay.
There's lemongrass in there, and I've garnished it with just a little bit of coconut milk, which really makes a nice contrast and smooths out the sharp tones in the soup.
Now, I mentioned to you the thing that I have trouble with pumpkins, you got to peel it all the time to really cook with it, and I don't have the patience for that. Do you have to do that for all these recipes?
No, not necessarily. If you're cubing pumpkins for like a curry like this, you would have to peel it.
Okay.
Which
tell me about this one then.
Okay, this one is cubed pumpkins. It's a pumpkin and pork Thai curry. It's got lemongrass in it again, which goes really nice with the pumpkin. Lots of basil. It's got quite a spicy bite to it. And I really like using pumpkins for curry because there's kind of an earthiness to the pumpkin. It blends really well with the curry.
And a little bit of sweetness as well to offset some of the spiciness, right? And you mentioned, though, that you can replace pumpkin, or you can replace squash in any recipe with cubed pumpkin. Is that right?
Pretty well. Pumpkins, if you want to interchange kabocha squash, which is a fairly common squash around here, butternut squash, they all interchange quite well. You can even substitute pumpkin for recipes that call for sweet potatoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're actually close enough.
I didn't know that. And you told me that I don't have to necessarily peel it for every recipe, but what's the way to do it? What's the way to get all the flesh out if I don't have to do that?
If you don't want to peel it?
Yeah.
If you're just making a pumpkin puree, the easiest way, just cut the pumpkin in half like this, scoop out all the brains and the seeds and everything.
Yeah.
And,
I never thought of pumpkin brains before. That's kind of gross. Yeah, okay. Right, and then just turn it upside down?
Turn it upside down in a roasting pan with a little bit of water, and just bake it for about 60 to 70 minutes.
And then just scoop it all out?
Yeah, it just scoops right out really easily.
That sounds good. And you've got breakfast here for us as well.
Yes, I've got two breakfast items. These are pumpkin pancakes with a chopped walnut garnish. They're really, really nice pancakes. There's egg whites folded into them at the end, so they get really nice and fluffy and light.
Right.
Beautiful flavor.
Okay.
Kind of like a pumpkin pie flavor, but like not overly sweet.
Pancakes? That would be good. I can't wait to dig into that one.
Nice.
And a pumpkin smoothie?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What goes into that?
Pretty simple. Pumpkin puree.
Okay.
A little bit of cinnamon, some evaporated milk, which is quite healthy, orange juice, a banana, and brown sugar. What I like to use is, as an alternate to brown sugar, is maple syrup. It works really nicely with it.
With the pumpkin as well. So that all just goes into the blender?
Just throw all that into the blender,
blend it
give
up,
it a whiz, and you're ready to go.
Wow.
Makes a really nice, thick, creamy smoothie.
Because I always have leftover pumpkin puree, and I never know what to do with it after you're done opening how many cans for your pumpkin pie, right? We should mention that all the recipes for this are available on our website as well. It's todaytv.com there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We had great ideas for pumpkins. Let's find out what's making news. Here's Mark.
Thanks very much, Simi.